Postpartum nutrition is so important. That's why today I'm going to show you how I fill a freezer with easy, delicious, nutrient-dense food for expecting parents. My brother and his girlfriend are having a baby, so this is my first job as a new aunt. Following a nutrient-rich diet is so important during pregnancy and postpartum. This is a really energy-intensive time, a time when you want to be promoting recovery. Plus, during pregnancy and after, if a mom is breastfeeding, her nutrients are very depleted, so it's important that she has access to a lot of nutrient-rich foods. Eating a nutrient-rich diet can promote healing after pregnancy, give good energy, support the production of breast milk, and it can also help with balancing hormones post-pregnancy. Plus, I've heard that having a baby is quite a bit of work. You don't have a bunch of time on your hands, so making sure that you or your friend or your family member has nutrient-dense food in their freezer on hand means that they won't have to turn to poor quality foods or ultra processed foods or takeout. So if you're pregnant, if your friend or family member is pregnant, this is a great video to watch or share with them so that you can pack your freezer or your friend's freezer with a bunch of nutrient-rich food that's easy to reheat and easy to eat. I focused on making some easy, delicious breakfasts, some snacks to promote good lactation, and then a bunch of delicious nutrient-dense proteins. So let me walk you through everything I made for them, how I made it, and why I'm including these foods. Let's go. First, let's make an easy, super nutrient-dense breakfast that they can just reheat and eat when they're short on time or tired. These are chorizo, egg, cheese muffins. They're super easy to make. Just start by cooking up a pound of your sausage of choice. I use chorizo. Then you're going to crack a dozen eggs into a large bowl. Eggs are great for breastfeeding moms because they're a great source of quality protein, but they're also rich in essential nutrients that are key for mom and baby, like folate and choline. Whisk your eggs together, then I grated in some cheese. Next, you're going to stir in the fully cooked sausage and pour the mixture into muffin tins. Bake that at 350 degrees Fahrenheit until they're fully cooked through, about 20 minutes. Once they were cooked, I removed them from the muffin tin and set them on a baking sheet to freeze, and then I transferred them to a bag and labeled them with the date, ingredients, and reheating instructions. Next up is another easy breakfast option, these pre-portioned oatmeal, but I added a really important ingredient to up the nutrient content. Let me show you how I made it. I started by just cooking a few cups of organic sprouted oatmeal according to the package directions. Once it was cooked, I stirred in a few eggs. You'll want to do this slowly. Whisk the eggs first, then slowly add some cooked oatmeal to the bowl of eggs while continuously whisking. This way, you're slowly warming the eggs up to not scramble them. Then you can add the egg mixture to the pot of oatmeal and cook on the stove for a couple more minutes. Adding eggs to the oatmeal is a great way to add in essential nutrients, add in some good protein, and make sure that it's a satiating meal and a little bit more blood sugar friendly. I also added in a big chunk of butter for those good healthy fats and fat-soluble vitamins. I also added in some cinnamon and ginger. Traditional cultures encourage warming spices that are great for postpartum to improve circulation, boost energy, improve digestion, and ginger is also known to increase breast milk supply. I froze these into half-cup servings. This way they can just warm this up, top it with some Greek yogurt and berries, and enjoy a quick, easy breakfast. Next, let's make a delicious, easy snack that's great for supporting lactation and getting a good breast milk supply. During pregnancy and postpartum, your caloric needs increase, so it's great to have a very energy-dense snack on hand that's made with real food ingredients. I love these date balls because they're rich in fat to give sustainable energy and help build that milk supply. Just start by pitting dates and tossing them into a food processor or blender. Add in some coconut butter and hemp seeds, vanilla powder, and some more of those warming spices like cinnamon and ginger. Also add in a pinch of sea salt. Just process that until it's all combined and shape them into small balls. I froze these because it's a big batch, but you can eat these right out of the freezer or take a few out each day and keep them in the fridge to have on hand for a good breastfeeding snack. Now onto some quality protein options that they can have in the freezer so they're not missing out on the protein and other nutrients that they need. First up is a bone broth based soup. I made them this Tom Kha, a creamy, spicy Thai soup with my homemade bone broth. Bone broth is such a key part of many traditional approaches to postpartum nutrition. It's warming, healing, nutrient dense, and a great source of collagen. So it's great to stock your freezer with lots of bone broth, but for those who don't like to just sip on bone broth straight up, making a soup is a great option. I started with sauteing onions, garlic, and ginger, then stirred in some lemongrass and red curry paste. I then melted in my frozen bone broth and added in chicken thighs. Once the chicken is cooked through, I stirred in coconut milk and I wilted some bok choy. I finished it with some fish sauce and soy sauce to taste, added some green onions, then froze it in 1 and 2 cup portions. It doesn't get much easier than frozen soup. They just reheat this and enjoy, and the bone broth base of this soup makes it even tastier and more nutritious. The next protein I prepped was a big batch of pulled pork. It's delicious, it's easy, it's versatile. I love pork for postpartum because it's packed with essential nutrients like collagen, selenium, zinc, and vitamin B6. This is by far the easiest recipe you can make. I just rubbed a whole pork shoulder with spices, added it to a slow cooker with yellow onion and some bone broth and orange juice, and let it cook for 8 to 10 hours until it was fork tender. When it's done cooking, you just shred it with 2 forks, then freeze it into 1 and 2 cup portions. They can use this quality protein and add it to a rice bowl, make a sourdough sandwich, or just eat it as is for a great source of protein and those essential micronutrients. Next, I made an easy ground beef meat sauce. I also had some liver in here because liver is the ultimate pregnancy and postpartum food. And the best part is you can't even taste the liver in this dish, but you're getting all those great essential micronutrients. It's rich in iron to replete any losses during birth. It's a great source of vitamin A that's great for your immune system and healing skin wounds. It's also packed with B vitamins, which is great for supporting good energy. All you have to do is brown 2 pounds of ground beef in a pan. I stirred in about 2 ounces of beef liver, and then I added in 2 jars of organic marinara sauce and let that simmer for 30 minutes. Once it's done cooking, you can freeze that in 1 and 2 cup portions. This is another easy, versatile dish that can be added to rice, potatoes, pasta, and you can't even taste that added liver. So that's everything I made. I packed their freezer with all of this delicious food. I froze all of these foods using a super cube mold in various sizes. It's a silicone mold, and once it's frozen, you can easily pop it out and put them into plastic bags and store them in your freezer. I know, plastic, not ideal, but if it means that you can have homemade, nutrient-rich food made with real ingredients on hand, that's a trade-off I'm willing to make. Aside from these prepared frozen foods, I also brought them some pantry staples that I love. I brought them some electrolytes, which are so important for hydration, especially for moms that are breastfeeding. I also brought some carnivore crisps, which is just a good snack to have on hand, made with real meat and salt. That's it. I also brought them some einkorn pasta, which is a great quality carb that they can pair with their meat sauce. I hope you found this helpful. You can find the full recipes with the link in the caption. You can use this to stock up on great nutrient-dense food before you have a baby or help out a friend or family member. Share this video with anyone who's pregnant and needs to stock up on nutrient-rich food, and let me know what your go-to pregnancy or postpartum meal is in the comments. If this was helpful, share it with a friend who's expecting, and be sure to subscribe for more nutrient-dense recipes and cooking tips.